Hey everyone, we're nearly at the end of Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 4, so I thought I'd have a little look back at what was good, what was bad, and have a little think of, where Fortnite should go from here in the future seasons. Now, I will start off by saying that this season didn't really excite me that much, and there's a couple of reasons for that, and I'm going to go through those now, and I'd love to get your thoughts as well. Was there anything that you thought was particularly cool or particularly bad, and where should Epic go moving forward with Fortnite? So the first thing I want to talk about is the Battle Pass. Now, as per usual, I grinded and unlocked pretty much, I think I've got everything. So we've got all the Battle Pass rewards, the bonus rewards, the quest rewards, and Doom. But, do you know what? There's not a lot here that I would use again. So you're like, what was the point? So let's have a little look at these and just debate, would I use any of these past this season? And I think this is a bit of a concern that I have with Fortnite moving forward. That a lot of this stuff I don't really find as so exciting that I'd use it again. So it started out with Gwenpool. Okay character. Am I a massive fan of Gwenpool? Not really. It's a very bright skin, so I wouldn't tend to use it. I think the unmasked version looks a bit cooler, but you stand out a mile, so it wasn't one that I would use because of that and all this other stuff. If you're a big Gwenpool fan, then maybe you would. But for me, nah. So other things like here, like the bright pink one here, and this one, not for me, but I appreciate, there will be some Gwenpool fans out there, so that's great for them. The second page was better news for me. I do like War Machine, love Iron Man, and all that sort of styling and stuff, and I think that's one of the best skins that has appeared in the game. So for me, that was the standout skin of the entire Battle Pass. And given that the Battle Pass is only 1,000 V-Bucks, perhaps that's good enough. I thought that looks cool, and it's probably a skin I would use moving forwards. We then went on to the second version of it, which was the Iron Patriot. I'm not a big Iron Patriot fan, so I didn't care about that one whatsoever, and it's basically the same thing but in different colours, so I wasn't bothered. This was one of the few skins when I saw the launch movie for Chapter 5 Season 4 that really made me laugh. I like that idea of twisting a Fortnite character with a Marvel character, but would I use it moving forward? Probably not, and that's not Peter Verine's fault. Is because it's such a massive skin in terms of height, and also it's bright yellow and blue, so I wouldn't tend to use it moving forward, but it did make me laugh. There's also some quite fun things such as this emote here where we're skating along, which I thought was very amusing. But again, it's not something that I would tend to use moving forward, but I did like the idea of it. So that you then had other things here that sort of lean towards that. I quite like the idea of the fruit salad, a little nod towards Fruit Ninja there, the little iPad app, which was quite fun. Again, another little mix there with Meowtooth plush, which I thought was quite cute. So yeah, that was okay, that skin. Emma Frost, I quite like the look of Emma Frost. She does look pretty cool, but again, bright white skin is not a skin I would tend to play in Fortnite myself, but I do think Emma Frost herself does look quite a cool character, so that was okay, I suppose. Not too bothered about any of the artwork there. This one I thought was quite an interesting look, but again, very bright, so you're going to stand out a mile with that. Quite interesting that she's not got the coat in that version, and I would have quite liked a style where you could have no coat on with this version. I thought would have been a bit more interesting, but that's just me. We then came on to another mix-up, Captain Jones, and I thought that's quite a cool look for Captain America fans. I'm not a Captain America fan, never really have been. I don't know why, just don't really like the character. But if you do, that's a great one, and of course there's many Captain America fans out there, but just not me. There was also the stealth version, a little bit darker, so that was okay, but again, not one that I'd really use. Then there's Mysterio. I'm not bothered about him. He's got a big globe for a head. Not one that I was interested in at all. You then had the other version of him. Again, don't really care about any of these things here, so that wasn't going to float my boat. Then you had Shuri, which I'm not a massive fan of Black Panther or Shuri either. I think, the skin here, the final skin that we have, looks quite cool, but I'm just not a big Black Panther fan, so it's not really a skin that I would run around with. And of course, all the things that we've got here, again, if you're going to use it, great, but wasn't really a skin for me. But I know there will be Black Panther fans out there. So I suppose my point about the Battle Pass is it's going to appeal to different people. For me, the only one was War Machine that I might use again, and Peter Verine made me laugh. We moved on to the bonus rewards here. Let me go through these from the start. It was kind of good to see a darker version of Emma Frost there, so it might be more likely to play her with that skin on, so maybe, but you know, I've never gone, oh, Emma Frost, I need a skin of her, because I'm such a massive fan. So for me, neither here nor there. Pilverine, the yellow and brown, I always preferred the yellow and blue with Wolverine, but I would play with neither because it's a bright skin, so not bothered. Mysterio, not bothered. Shuri, not bothered. And then we came to these, and these are the sort of super skins where you're getting right towards the end, and you know, it's quite a lot of grinding to get here, and frankly I think these are a little bit, sorry Epic, I think they're a bit lazy, because these and these and these are all the same but different colour. Come on, let's have a little bit more effort on these, can we? So the problem with all of these is I think the original skins look cooler than the super skins. You know, there's not one there that I would use over the original one. They're too bright, too glowy, and too, frankly, weird. I don't like them at all. So I unlocked them. I didn't care about them at all. I was just unlocking in case I ever want to do a bit of content for that instead. So what I preferred was, if I go back and just show you, let me see if I can find it real quick for you. So this is the style I'd love to see Epic go back to, where the super levels are a bit more interesting. So this was Hope a few seasons ago, and what I liked about this one was there was, if I go back to the original, let's turn everything off. There we go. So we've got, that's, I think that was the default. But what I liked about this character was you could put a hat on or off if you wanted, and glasses on or off, and I think she looks better with the glasses off myself. But what was cool was then you unlocked the Underground Chic Hope, which I thought was enough of a difference to make you go, oh, okay, that's quite a difference there with the colours. There was then the Rebel Runway Hope, which was this one with that little red streak in the hair. So again, a little enough there to make it like, oh, okay, I might want to play in that style at some point. But the super levels, check this out. So these two were similar, but there's different sort of effects going on the animation there, so I thought that was better. But what I liked about these is you could mix those with the original styles, so you could go with whatever colour hair or, you know, other sort of clothing you like there, so that's quite a cool look. But these were all quite different, but the top one, the glasswork one, I thought that worked really well. That's one of the best looking skins I've ever seen in Fortnite, and it made me want to grind to get that final look, because I think that's brilliant. And it was also the same case when we looked at some of the other characters as well from that season. You had similar with them all. Then there was the quest rewards, which I unlocked all of those as well. And if we have a little look here, what we started out with, there was a dark Gwenpool, which would make me slightly more likely to actually play as that character. It's a little bit less bright than the other one, but having said that, I don't think it looks as cool with the black and the pink as opposed to the white and the pink. It's more an artwork choice, I suppose, but I wouldn't play with either of those in the game anyway, because it's just not a character that I think is great. There was the camo war machine though that I did think was quite a nice look. That's quite cool. And then we have the Captain Jones pen and ink look here, which if you're a fan of Captain America, perhaps that's one that you'd go for as well, but for me, nah. And then there was Doom. Doom's not a bad character, I suppose. Well, he is a bad character, if you get what I mean. But there was that look there. Looks quite cool. But I've never been a massive Doctor Doom fan. So, you know, maybe you'd play as him or maybe you wouldn't. And then there was the Pandora's Armor version, which I thought looked quite interesting, but very bright. So I'm not sure I'd run around as that myself. So I suppose my point here is, out of all of these things, there's not a lot there that I was that bothered about unlocking. I just unlocked it because I could. You know, I've got the crew subscription where Battle Pass comes part of it. This is the upcoming crew option that we've got, which I was like, I'm not that bothered about that one, but it's okay, I suppose. So let's talk about the quests. Storyline I wasn't that bothered about at all. You can see I didn't even get past part 2, Heroes Assemble. I know obviously Epic put some work into this, but it's really just run to this one, hear a bit of waffle, run to that one, hear a bit of waffle. I don't know, it just didn't interest me much at all. And the XP that you earned, it was a bit too much faff for me to do, so I didn't do it. You know, I'd love to know whether you did that. Weekly quests. The one thing that pushed me to do some of these quests was, you know, the quest rewards, and I think that's a good idea by Fortnite to make you interact with some of those quests. Was it? I think it was quest rewards, wasn't it? So I'd like to see a bit more of those and make, you know, maybe some of those rewards a little more even more interesting than they are there. So I think that's quite a good thing to do. Maybe see more of that in the future. The Fortnite Mares mode was okay. The disappointing thing for me is I think that should have been tied, that you had to do, you know, the challenges that were popped up here to get your XP. But what ended up happening was this would announce here and it would say, right, you need to earn XP, and it wasn't linked to these at all. So you could go into an XP map and earn the XP, which is exactly what I did. You can see I didn't do any of these, but I earned my XP in an XP map, and that unlocked the rewards. The rewards themselves were okay, things like the little star one there. The Halloween version was quite cute, and it's a freebie thing here, and I thought the darker map was quite fun, so I was okay with that, but I just think they missed a slight trick there. This should have been tighter integrated to make you do these to get the quest rewards. I didn't focus at all on ranked stuff here, wasn't bothered about any of these things. I just find it a bit of a faff, and wasn't bothered about unlocking any of that stuff at all. Fortnite Reload, played a little bit about it, but not that much. Ord Rush, again, wasn't really bothered about that. And, you know, daily quests, I would do those. You know, and I tended to do, my rotation might be play a game or two in the Battle Royale, and then jump into an XP map to create an XP bonus. Maybe do Reload as well. So it was a bit of a mixed bag. And then moving on to the shop. I didn't buy that much at the shop this season, but an absolute ton of stuff came out. And I suppose my problem with it is, you know, there's only so many skins that we need. You know, you're only going to run around in one skin. And, you know, we end up buying a load of skins that we might use now and again. And you think, well, why do I need this skin? Am I going to play it again or not? And I think they're expensive for the amount of time that you use them. So I'd love to see some of these a bit cheaper. You know, if you're a big fan of a particular character, then maybe you're going to play as that character. So you can see I did buy Deadpool pen and ink, even though I've got the original Deadpool, and I was interested in doing some sort of comparison between the two. But most of these I wouldn't tend to buy straight out, unless I was a massive fan. And maybe that's the thing, you know, if you're a fan of Ghost Rider, of course you're going to buy the Ghost Rider skin. Stranger Things, where I do have a slight concern with the shop that there's some quite aggressive looking things coming out, particularly around Halloween, like this rather vicious bat and this spear, Billy, Leatherface. You know, these are fine if you're an adult, but I do wonder how many kids are getting exposed to these sort of things, and running around with chainsaws is something I'm a little concerned with. So maybe we need to see a more age-restricted mode for Fortnite for the older licenses here. I think there is some sort of PG or 12 rated thing that works, but whether that's enough protection for the kids, I don't know. I mean, running around with a pickaxe that is clearly a rather vicious knife kind of scares me. And again, fine if you're an adult, but not so much if you're a kid. I know they're scrambling a little bit, isn't it? But that said, there was been some interesting stuff in the shop as well. Again, some cool stuff for kids. It's nice to see things like Ghoul Trooper coming back. Some fun ones here like Benjamin. These sort of skins I think are great for kids, so love to see those. And of course certain ones like the Venom outfits here. That's quite interesting to see those sort of things. I suppose the amount of content has been quite impressive, what Fortnite has been churning out. And it caters for many different people and different styles, so that's good, I suppose. But maybe these things need to be a little bit cheaper because there's just so many of them, and getting people to be able to afford to buy these, particularly kids, is difficult. Love to know your thoughts on Fortnite Festival, whether you play it much or not. I've not been playing it at all because it's of the copyrighted music issue with putting stuff on YouTube. I'd like to see a few more cars. I quite like that I drive around in a separate car. I've got the Lamborghini, but some of these I'm not that bothered about, like this one here or this one. I think I've got the Tesla, which I think is the best one because it's quite quiet in game. There's my car. You can buy different boosts, so that's okay. And then the passes, there's the Festival Pass, the Lego Pass. Love to know whether you're playing either of those. And then these other things here, like the Sun and Scales pack here and these packs here. So there's been lots of content, but not really content that I desperately need. Just noticed that one looks remarkably like Perseus, so Zane. So when he's in the alternate mode, it looks very much like the Perseus one that came before. Talking of the item shop, if you want to support me as a creator, you can do that. You see down there, I've just put mine in. GrubMag is my support a creator code. If you do that, I'll get a little nudge back from Fortnite for any stuff that you buy. So thank you for that if you do that. And then game modes. So Horde Rush came out. I played that a little bit. It's basically you're taking on, funny enough, a horde of enemies. It didn't really excite me that much, but nice to see something new pop out on Fortnite. I've spent most of my time in zero build. I still don't like the build mode of Fortnite. I find it quite annoying if people put up large structures and you've got to smash them all down, but that's personal preference. I know some people like that. The XP maps, the main one that I relied on was Fabulous 4 All Mythics to my XP when I didn't have time to actually play and earn XP. So I found that very, very useful this season. So yeah, I do recommend that one. So there you go, that's my thoughts on the end of Fortnite Chapter 5, it's Season 4. I'd love to know your thoughts as well. Did you like it? Did you not? In terms of, 1, the video, and 2, the actual chapter season. Are you going to be playing Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 5? What would you like to see? Is there any game changes that you want to see in there, or are you quite happy with Fortnite the way it is? And remember, if you'd like to support me as a creator, you can do that in the shop. Just change that support creator down the bottom there, square for me, support creator, type in Grub Mag. Thanks so much for that if you do that, and love to know your thoughts. Thanks for watching.